want to share with you a beautiful country home that has absolutely no landscaping, and the homeowner, who happens to be a good friend of mine, he was in my wedding, was sick and tired of going through the garage to get into his house, couldn't even get to the front door. And now his home is absolutely lit. So this is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is Bobby K. I'm a professional landscape designer and general contractor, and I love to help people who are struggling to visualize what their landscaping can be, their outdoor living spaces. I do this through clear, easy to follow, and simple landscape design plans. So if you are like my friend who was struggling and overwhelmed and frustrated and didn't even know where to start, consider a landscape design plan. Go in the links below, goes to the website, and that is where the process gets started. Now what we need to do is show how do you go from this to this. Well, it starts by addressing the problems. So the first problem that we need to address is there is a slope going from the driveway up to the front door of almost 18 inches. You'd never know it because it's such a long run, but we need some kind of transition to go from the driveway up to the front stoop so that they don't always have to pull around the back and go through the garage. It's nice to be able to walk up to your front door, don't you think? The second thing is there's no landscaping. There's absolutely no curb appeal. All of the downspouts are unloading water right into the grass that goes right up to the foundation, and there's just no love. This house is fantastic, and when you drive around the corner and you don't really see it because, well, there's not much to see in the front, it takes away from the value. So some landscaping and getting some really nice, beautiful curb appeal going is a must. Final step is you can't see it. If you're driving from the road, you can't even see this house at night, and it's just a shame. We need to light up, and I'm telling you, I always preach light up your investment. Light up your investment. It's a big no-no to do all of this work, make this beautiful product, and you only see it during the daytime. So let's get this thing lit, and I'm gonna give you 3 to 4 amazing curb appeal tips that are gonna help you if you have a similar setup where you got nothing going on in the front. You might have a little grading, a little slope going on. We're gonna transform this place into something spectacular. Your first tip in some serious curb appeal is a beautiful transition from a driveway up to your front door. If you are in a house and it's already got a concrete walkway, but it's had its fun, you know, it's cracked, it's kind of moved around, it's faded, it doesn't look good, it might be time to bust that out and put in a beautiful paver walkway or stamp colored concrete walkway, something that is warm and inviting and really updates the space. We did the same exact thing here. We put an awesome walkway that addresses that 18-inch elevation. You go from the driveway up to the front, you're kind of winding around, you got some landscaping, all this beautiful footage, all this stuff is going on, and it's just fun to go up to the front door. So consider putting some money into your front walkway. Second thing is, a retaining wall was absolutely necessary here. Huge drop off on the right side of the house, about 6 feet, 6 to 7 feet. And there was no saving this. We would have to add a huge bed to address the grade if we were to not have a wall at all. It had to go in, but one thing that I'd like you to look at is how the wall is put in. Instead of having it swoop around and then go all the way over to the walkway, which could get quite expensive, we decided to just step it down and stagger it out and then have it end at a certain spot and almost pack in a couple of boulders and landscaping so that it's like it disappears behind the landscaping. What that does, it saves on the square footage, it doesn't make this massive wall in front of the house, and it looks more natural. It's a really cool technique, a good curb appeal technique that I think you should look at adopting for your own house. The final thing is, we did talk about landscaping. You gotta put in the goods, you gotta put in the pretty stuff. That's kind of obvious, but don't you wanna see that at night? Lighting. If you want to have a house that is absolutely lit, you know, whatever that term really means, light up your investment. And don't just light up little path lights that go around the pathway. Those are beautiful, they're nice, it's intimate, it's warm, it's inviting, cool. But light up your trees, put up lights on there. That retaining wall that we talked about, Why not put undercap lights under there that shine down on the wall, light up your wall investment? When you drive from the street and you start to come up there and you see even the wall is lit, it's a different level. And of course, you want to put up lights on certain spots of the house, light up the house. There is a huge transformation with this makeover, and it didn't just come from walkways and landscaping and retaining walls, it came with that landscape lighting. Once all of that was complete, this place is something that is to be talked about, and it's an awesome example of how you can go from basically nothing to something spectacular. You know, one thing that we didn't talk about is this bonus tip that I'm gonna give you right now. There is something about having an amazing house that is complemented with amazing landscaping that is good for your mental health. That may seem a little foo-foo, but I'm telling you, when you drive up to your house, say you've had a hard day, or you just dropped the kids off at soccer, or actually they're screaming in the back seat and you just want to get home, and you pull up to something that you are proud of, that's beautiful, and not something that's weeds and overgrown and nasty, it will help you feel better. I'm telling you, there is something about pulling into a driveway and loving what you see that makes you feel warm and fuzzy and just happy with your home and your life, and the kids can be screaming their little butts off and you're not gonna care because you got an awesome landscape design. So when it comes to mental health, do some landscaping. Yeah. Oh man, I just got done filming that clip and I'm like, everybody's gonna be like, are you a doctor? What are you telling me how to live? No, I'm not a health professional. So any little disclaimer or whatever we gotta put on there to stay legit and legal, you know, there you go. But do some good stuff to your front yard. It's gonna make you feel good. By the way, I gotta give a quick shout out. This customer, this client, best friend of mine since kindergarten. I've been working on this for about 2-3 years and we haven't quite gotten there. He finally pulled the trigger and I'm telling you, he and his wife and his family, they are so happy with what happened. This is what I want for you. Take these tips, use them as a benchmark, use them at a starting point. And if you're having trouble and you're not sure how to put it all together, I'm happy to help you. That's what I do. And there's lots of other videos. So why don't you go check out this one? This is a great video that will help you when it comes to your backyard space. This is Bobby K saying, creation is everything. So go out, create.